All right, guys. So we definitely gonna title this one "Random Topics" because I got a few things to say. Got a few important things to talk about. How shall I start this off? One second, y'all. So first of all, when I get up and I hear everything that's coming across the airwaves with the readers and all this type of stuff, first thing I think is how can these people be talking about the same thing every single day, day in and day out? I feel sorry for these readers. You know, but of course, not all readers. It's not like they suffering or nothing. Most of them are grateful for just being alive, eating, sleeping, and being healthy, and they consider themselves a service to humanity, which they are. It's just an angle that I see where I be seriously wondering how they wake up every day doing the same shit. You know what I mean? But they're in service just like I'm in service. And I'm glad that they are in service just like they're glad that I'm in service. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the readers, maybe I will be in a worse mental state. Now, sometimes I like to think, no, ain't nothing can put me in a worse mental state. I was just born to handle a lot of shit, guys. I mean, that's the honest truth of the situation. Now, one thing that I realize when I listen to the readers that's trying to, they know the enemy is watching too, and so they'll put their 2 cents on what people need to be doing with their lives and stuff like this. And it's something that I think everybody needs to understand. And this is why I got to do some Joseph Chapelon narratives. And keep in mind, guys, not everything I say is going to be like some kind of resolution to the problem, because we have entities out here that's not trying to solve the problem. That must be understood. If this realm that we on right now was about solving problems, don't you think after millions and billions of years the problem would have been solved by now? So it's like a whimper of insanity, just like that show I told y'all called The Nowhere Man, and I was talking about episode number 7. It's called A Whimper of Insanity. And I like this particular episode because it showed you what happened when the internet was coming into fruition. And matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and post that in the link so people can check out and check out the whole series. I think it was 22 episodes. And this particular season, this show dropped a lot of shit on you. A lot of times they'll come out with a show that has one season and they'll just drop everything that they doing in that one season, and people will be wondering, man, why was it one season? That show was so good, and just one season, 22 episodes, and then it's just gone. Yeah, because y'all already know how they got to do it. They have to tell you the truth, right, by universal law, and then they just wreak havoc. It's up to the individual to see what they are saying. So some people think, oh, they only putting out lies. No, they're not. They're not only putting out lies. It's just like when I go to the store, and I did that video when I was showing you guys all those plastic bottles, but there was one glass bottle in the whole store brand that they had sold, called Voss, which, by the way, I found out Voss is just tap water, but it's no big deal though, because some countries tap water is good too. But when they did a test on Voss water, it was like under a 7. It wasn't really it wasn't alkaline at all. So that's not a water I'm interested in. You wouldn't want to be interested in drinking a lot of. But it's something, if you don't have any other water And just you have to choose between glass and plastic. Obviously you would choose glass. And it's just like this, guys. Everybody's not supposed to get it. If everybody was supposed to get it, don't you think the whole shelves would be filled with glass bottles like it used to be in the old days? Everything, from what I know, everything used to be in glass. The milk, everything. Now everything is in plastic. I did a Google search the other day about how dangerous microplastics really is once it starts accumulating in the body, and the damage it does is very serious. Y'all can do your own research about that. It even talked about how these things cause inflammation in the body, and some of us know, and I've been discussing lately, how inflammation is really the main culprit and most of the diseases that we end up with down here. But we all have choices. I have a choice. I go to the store. I can choose to drink out of a plastic bottle, but I don't. I choose glass. Now, some people know exactly what I know and still drink out of plastic bottles. We all have choices. And whatever the reason that they're doing that, whether it's because they're just lazy or they just don't care, that's on that individual. It has nothing to do with everybody else. So the person who's drinking out of plastic, even though they know they're doing wrong, they'll hate on somebody like me who's drinking out of glass. Why? Because they refuse to do the work. Whatever reason why they refuse to do the work, I don't know. It's really not none of my business to know. So you can see how that equates to what the topic of discussion is about people out here that are stealing, doing spell work on other people and all this other type of stuff. Everybody has a choice. But listen, not everybody is supposed to come to a solution. There are people down here who are supposed to be the problem. Because if there wasn't any problems, there wouldn't be any solutions. And this all goes back to the Batman and Joker thing, right? Batman wouldn't exist without Joker, and vice versa. So there has to be a negative and positive charge for things to work. That's just the nature of this place. And whether you choose to be on a negative and positive side, that's up to that individual. We need to really talk about why good and evil really exist in the first place. Now, I'm not going to dig too deep into that, but when I get up in my day, I seriously think about what is worth my time. Because there are people, places, and things out here that I'll say it again, they're not supposed to be the solution. They're supposed to be the problem. All we're looking at here in this situation is we are exposing how many people are mentally ill. And like I told y'all, this mental illness thing is a serious problem. And if y'all think talking on YouTube every day is going to solve that problem, y'all know it's not. Y'all know it's not supposed to solve that problem, right? I'm talking to the readers, everybody. You know that this shit ain't about solving problems. Maybe you might save one soul out there. Maybe, even if it's just one person. It goes back to that whole lost sheep thing, right? Like if you could save one lost sheep, you've done your job for a lifetime. You could save one other soul from going down that dark path, right? Just one. But it is to be understood that most of these motherfuckers are not supposed to be the solution. They're supposed to be the problem. Now, I made a comment, and with me, everybody knows they fishing for comments with me more than ever, trying to get inside my head. And it's really pathetic, because they know if they had been able to get inside my head, it would have been done a long time ago. So now it's just at a point, it's just laughable. But they fishing for comments with me and everything I post. They even go back to old videos they're so pathetic. Oh my God, these people are pathetic. But I have came to the conclusion, and I accept the fact that these people are supposed to be problems. So I've been mentioning how I only interested in using my resources to help children, because it's a certain point that the adult mind gets to where they cannot get outside their ego. If you do not check your ego at a certain age, and you get past a certain point, you ain't gonna never. And it's just gonna get worse the older they get. It just gets worse. It don't get better, because they're not supposed to get better. Not everybody's supposed to be drinking out of glass bottles. Why is not everybody supposed to be drinking out of glass bottles? Because if everybody was supposed to be drinking out of glass bottles, you wouldn't know that drinking out of plastic is not good for you. Now, I was thinking about something yesterday, guys, and I know I'm bouncing around, but hey, y'all know my mind moves extremely fast. Yesterday, I was thinking about this whole thing with gluten. Y'all know I talk about gluten a lot. I was somewhere yesterday where I was at this place where they had gluten cookies on the left, and then they had gluten-free cookies on the right. Now, what I said, Spirit asked me, now, what do you think that? I said, that's the separation of the wheat and tares right there. Who are the wheat? The people that was eating the wheat that our grandfathers used to eat, right? Who are the tares? The people that can eat this type of thing, right? And it don't even affect them. I don't know if that's the truth. I'm just telling y'all what the Spirit told me. I said, yeah. I said, that's got to be what it said. That got to be. We are at the time of the separation of the wheat and tares, and it's being played out through gluten and gluten-free food. The saga is being played out in the fucking food that we eat, that we choose to eat, that we can eat, that we could tolerate to eat. Oh man, I see the forest from the trees. So I don't going back to the whole YouTube thing, I don't get caught up in all this look, ultimately YouTube is not going to be the answers to people's problems. And the reason I want to go back to doing Joseph Chappellone narrations is because I thought he did a great job at breaking down what this shit is really about without having your feelings all up in it. He said that the mental illness and the disease, it's a disease of the soul. So if anybody was really trying to help these people, you got to first understand that they are diseased at the soul level. There's nothing you can do on the physical level to help them. It don't matter if you give them all the money, you can give them the houses, you can give them the it don't matter. They will still have a disease on that soul. So if you think you're going to help people by YouTube videos, you're sadly mistaken. And anybody who thinks that they're gonna watch a YouTube video and solve it, it's not. Think about it. How long YouTube really been around? 20 years or something? What were we doing before YouTube? How all of a sudden all these people need this self-help? You need a self-help about how to find a boyfriend. You need self-help how to find a girlfriend. You need self-help on how to keep your girlfriend. You need self-help on how to marry your girlfriend. You need self-help on how to stay. Wait a minute. What was we doing before this? What was we doing before we needed GPS on our phones? How did we get around then? How did couriers get around and find their addresses that they need to go to? So we know the IQ has dropped. People are not smart as they used to be. People ain't as strong as they used to be. I told y'all wheat makes men docile. I see, man, guys, oh my God, you know how many docile men I run across on a daily basis? They have no strength. And being around me, it's like they feel like a little bitch around me. They don't even got to say nothing to them. I can just be in the elevator with them. They literally feel like I'm just sucking the little left of masculinity they had, because they don't got it to begin with. I don't even got to say nothing to motherfuckers. I just walk into a room. Motherfuckers feeling depleted. They feel like I'm doing something to them. How fucking weak. This is where society is right now, guys. People are weak. They're weak. Can I really pat myself on the back that much on, oh, I'm so strong? I'm only strong because everybody's weak. But anyway, just to wrap this up, If you think a YouTube video is going to help solve people's problems, you're sadly mistaken. These people are sick, mentally sick at a soul. It's at a soul level, y'all. It's at a soul level. How are you going to heal these people at a soul level? I don't think nobody's ever figured that out. Especially since this is a classroom to begin with, right? We know this is a classroom. And whether you broke or you got a lot of money, you're still in the fucking classroom. I don't know what it's going to take to heal these people. That's why I made a comment talking about how I'm only interested in helping children. Just to wrap it up, I'm only interested in helping children because a lot of people are just damaged at a soul level, and when they get past a certain age, you can't help them. And damn sure ain't no YouTube video or a tarot card reader is going to help these people. They are a disease at the soul level. So there's somebody commented and told me I need to be helping some adults too. I didn't waste enough time with my life. I'm not wasting no more time in my life. The only people I know that can be salvaged is children. As far as me donating my money to so-called help this classroom, children only. That's it. They're the only ones who possibly got a chance to be healed, even at a soul level. It's children. The adults, stick a fork in them. They done. I don't have time to waste. But yeah, they fishing for comments like a motherfucker with me, y'all. That shit is hilarious. I'm just sitting back laughing. Like, these motherfuckers, they only think I'm stupid because they stupid. See? People can only judge you on their outlook of life. See? And watching YouTube videos is not going to heal people. Because once upon a time, we were doing just fine and dandy without watching YouTube videos. Now everybody needs to watch the video to fucking heal. How the fuck we get to that point? Come on, man. Come on now. You know it's deeper than that. This country specifically, America, it has a really severe mental. It's a lot of mental ill folks in this, and they perpetuate it. But we're not gonna get into that, guys. I didn't say what I want to say. I want to go ahead and wrap it up. The only thing that I need to do from this point on is to move forward so I can be in a position to help children. That's it. I'm not wasting my money on nobody else.